What if I told you that in the future, there's going to be a way for criminals to get away with anything, and there is no way for you to stop it? Let me explain. Liam is a 34-year-old man, works a sales job at a cell phone retailer, and by the looks of him, looks like a completely normal person. This description couldn't be further from the truth, however, as Liam has a predilection for murder. He holds in and restrains this desire for quite some time, only waiting for the perfect opportunity to lay itself out before him, waiting for the opportunity to commit the perfect crime, until that day finally arrives and everything lands in his lap. It was time. Liam wakes up one Friday morning and heads into work. He clocks in and proceeds to have the best day in his working career. He sells more phones and contracts in one day than he normally does in a week. His co-workers applaud him, give him praise, asking him for advice on how he did it. "I was born again today," Liam says. "I have a new purpose, a new drive." Suspiciously absent from the conversation, however, is his boss, the man he has worked beside for over 5 years, and the man who has never acknowledged his accomplishments. Liam puts on an eerie smile, knowing that would change today. The store closes and everyone leaves. Liam stays behind in the parking lot waiting for his boss to lock up. Once he does and starts up his car, Liam follows him home, out of the city, through a dense patch of woods, and finally to a rich suburb. Liam shakes his head in jealousy. A half hour passes and Liam sees his boss and his wife cooking dinner in the kitchen through a window. Liam pulls a gun out of his glove box, heads to the house, and kicks open the door. He races into the kitchen and the wife screams. His boss, however, is just confused. "Liam," he says, "what the hell is this?" Liam fires a warning shot into the air. "Shut up," Liam says. "I've been in the shadows for too long. You have never appreciated me. I've worked with you for over 5 years and never once have you recognized what I do for you. All the sales, all the profits I made for you, and never once did you think of giving me a promotion, not even a bonus. I'm not going to be your slave anymore." Liam's boss pleads with him, saying he will never get away with killing him. "Want a bet?" Liam grunts. Liam shoots his boss in the head, his body making a sickening sound as it hits the floor. The wife screams, throws a knife at Liam, striking him by his ear. Liam runs out of the house, starts his car, and drives away. He smiles once more, giddy with the energy of what just happened. But now it was time to execute his master plan, his grand disappearing act to get away with murder. Liam races an hour east outside the city. He makes it to the destination just in time, 9 o'clock. There, in an abandoned dirt lot, is his ride, a spaceship. The logo on its side reads, "The Pirate Express." The pilot ushers him on and shows him to his seat. There is a dozen other criminals there, and they sit in quiet contemplation. The ship takes to the air and jets into space. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 hour out," the pilot says over the intercom. Liam sees specks of red on other passengers. It looks as though Liam isn't the only one who killed someone that night. An hour later, they look out the window and see it, a giant black hole. At least they thought they could see it. The absence of light or stars indicates that something is there. Liam had bought his way onto the Pirate Express, a spaceship that travels the edges of a black hole to distort time and reality itself. The idea was to travel just close enough to the black hole to distort time, but not close enough to get sucked in. He didn't know how it worked, just that it did, and that the criminal enterprise known as the Pirate Express was the first to exploit it. Their own journey around the black hole and back to Earth would only be a month, but time on Earth itself would have progressed 100 years. They were going to travel through time. Liam stretches and yawns. It was the perfect crime. There would be no one to hold him accountable if they were all dead, right? An entire generation of humans, come and gone. He had killed his boss, but everyone who knew him would be gone. Even the wife who saw him do it and could identify him, Liam knows, would long since be 6 feet under. He had found a loophole to the justice system. He could do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. It was exhilarating. Liam soaks in the victory and tends to the small cut the knife had made where it hit him. It will leave a scar, he knows, but it is a badge of honor. A month passes and the Pirate Express finally lands back on Earth near the same city. The pilot gives each of them new identities and sends them on their way. Liam first heads back to his old job, but it was now closed and turned into a fitness center. He heads to a local library and looks up his crime. It was all there. The murder of his boss and himself as the suspect. Only it had quickly became a cold case, Liam saw. All resources trying to find him had failed, as it was claimed that he had, quote-unquote, vanished into thin air. All attempts at trying to find him ceased 3 decades after the crime. The wife, it appeared, had died in a car accident 10 years after her husband. Liam thinks this is the best and heads out of the library, but it was only the start. The first kill had only whetted his appetite. His boss had done an incredible disservice to him by treating him like scum at work, so it was not only him that had to pay, but his whole family. After some research, Liam finds out that his boss has several middle-aged grandchildren alive today, and one of them still lived in the city. Right then and there, Liam realizes his destiny was to hammer retribution down on this family for as many generations as it took. So for the next 10 years of his life and the next 1,000 Earth years, Liam brings his own sick sense of justice down on his boss's family lineage. Screw them for not giving him a promotion. So he planted a car bomb here, set a house afire there, sometimes used his own 2 hands to strangle someone to death. Liam never took precautions to hide himself or be discreet. In fact, Liam often went out of his way to wave at doorbell cameras or leave witnesses behind as a calling card. He knew he would never get caught. After each crime, Liam took the Pirate Express and traveled a generation or 2 into the future to wipe the slate clean. Liam didn't know what black holes were good for, but if they were good for anything, it was staying anonymous and off the radar. Who would ever expect it was the same person killing all these people hundreds of years apart? He called himself the time-traveling criminal, and it was all going well, until it all came crashing down. Years had passed and Liam had avoided detection with ease, but what he didn't realize was just how well the mystery ship known as the Pirate Express came to be known, or at least the rumors surrounding its activities. Perhaps had Liam become wise of the situation, he would have known to call it quits, but he couldn't get bloodlust off his mind, or his boss. While on the ship flanking the edges of the black hole after who knew how many murders on his hands, a woman approaches Liam and he recognizes her immediately. It was a great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchild of his boss. How did she find him? You know, there are legends in our family about a curse, one that has haunted us through generations, the woman says. She drops a pile of photos on his lap. They were all pictures of him. We always thought it was odd the man who killed one of us every 100 years looked the same. Then we noticed something, a small scar near his right ear, like where a certain knife had hit him. It is, in fact, the same person killing us off, isn't it? You. Your first kill, you got hit by the knife, didn't you? I read the reports. Then the world learned about the Pirate Express, and it all made sense. Photos of an odd ship on the edges of a black hole, conspiracies of a criminal enterprise. I knew this was how you did it. Turns out with the right price tag, anyone can buy their way on this ship. I was ready. Once you would strike, so would I. You will curse us no longer. Now follow me. The woman pulls a stun gun on Liam, and Liam knows the jig is up. He is caught. He screams for help, but the other passengers don't bat an eye. But why would they? They were all criminals taught indifference just like himself. "What are you going to do?" he asks. The woman shoots Liam with her taser and he seizes. She drags him to the back of the ship, dumping him in the airlocks. "You like this black hole so much? Time to meet it in person." The woman closes the interior door and releases the exterior one, Liam still immobile with a face full of fright. His day of reckoning finally came. The door to space opened, sucking Liam into the dark abyss. Let me start by saying that this idea isn't totally improbable. Real-world investigation surrounding time travel and the distortion of space and time by anomalies in space has produced many interesting theories. One such theory utilizes the existence of black holes and its postulated behavior in relation to what we humans call space and time. The gravitational pull of black holes is thought to be so great that spending time around the edges of it could produce slowing of time itself, or rather, a different experience of time for those around a black hole and those close to it. In theory, it is thought that by using a spaceship to bring us to the outskirts of a black hole, but not close enough to get sucked into it, could bring those flying around it into the future when they return to Earth. In other words, an hour of time around a black hole could be 10 years of time on Earth. Of course, this is all theoretical and sits in the realm of science fiction as of today. But don't all great technological innovations sit there at one point? Imagine instead of taking a month-long ocean cruise, you could take a month-long space cruise around a black hole and return to Earth generations into the future. Can't wait for your appreciating assets like gold or property or crypto to increase in value fast enough? Go on a cruise and come back a millionaire. Do you have a medical condition that can't be treated? Well, go on a space cruise and maybe the next millennium you arrive into will have a cure. Using black holes for time travel could be used for many reasons in the future, not just for getting away with a crime like Liam. And it wouldn't be without risk either. You would essentially have to say goodbye to everyone you know and love before you left because you would never see them again. This is not to mention the risks either of flying around a black hole either. Who's to say your pilot wouldn't fly a bit too close and get you sucked in, or there is some other unforeseen effect? Several problems exist as well before this theory could ever see the light of day. First off, there are no black holes close to Earth to travel to, and our existence thanks us. We will probably have to be an interplanetary species before we could get close enough to one to even run experiments on. Either that, or learn how to travel space faster than our technology currently allows us to do. Second, we need to make sure to build vessels structurally sound enough to withstand the pressure of a black hole. Ever hear about those horror stories of being pulled apart by a black hole? Yeah, that doesn't sound too enticing to me. Either way, the fact that black holes even exist and go against established laws of space and time itself is a testament to how much we need to learn. If time travel by this method is possible even on a theoretical level, does time even exist? It seems there is a growing consensus that time is just a human construct, one we made to understand the passage or progression of a series of events. Imagine how interesting it would be to take this voyage and return to Earth 1,000 years later and read a history book. What stories would be told there? What events have transpired? How much has the world changed despite only a month passing for you? Black holes are fascinating, and who knows if we will ever uncover their true nature.